In today's video, we're going to briefly go over some unused content found in Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes so far already. This is in the form of unused character dialogue portraits, internal character and class data, and voiced battle lines that are only viewable by modding the game and swapping assets around. While this could technically be a video similar to the Three Houses cutting room floor video from a ways back, the data found by dataminers and modders aren't as extensive, and the game is still very new anyway. Still, projects like these are always fun since it does give you an idea of what the developers may have intended with some of the things that were left out of the public release. Three Hopes was built on top of Three Houses, and as such, there's a lot of remnants from Three Houses in the form of portraits and abilities that are just unused in Three Hopes. And the same goes for character quirks like food preferences in the dining hall. Previously playable characters. You know how Alois, Anna, Cyril, Hanneman, and Gilbert just straight up aren't playable in this game? Well, here's a fun fact about them. While they don't have any unique stats, abilities, or growths, and trying to deploy them or get them involved in activities will crash the game, they all have recruitment flags, but are unused. A recruitment flag is like a trigger that when activated will tell the game to recruit and or play a sequence of events to get them recruited. This is about all the information I could get about their flags. I was hoping I could find out which chapter or route their flags would be on, but currently I don't have an answer. On the topic of characters, there are three quote-unquote byleth characters that are completely blank. Again, Gilbert, Alois, Cyril, Anna, and Hanneman have character slots in the game, there's just nothing there. The two Arvals represent male and female Shez, as one Arval will have certain classes unlocked to them since they have whatever gender-locked classes Shez happens to have in that save file. The three Byleths are the mysteries here. Male Byleth is the first character, 00, in the roster, so there's a possibility that these three dummy male Byleths could be placeholders for some DLC in the future. Then again, a similar thought was made with that odd character slot in Three Houses that had a female character with the minor crest of flames, which ended up being nothing but an anomaly. Unreleased classes. This is the generic hero model found in the training grounds in the latter part of Three Hopes, and this is Holst. It's pretty obvious that Holst was not meant to be a swordmaster and is only one because the actual hero class was not included in the game. Well, unfortunately, that's because the hero class isn't finished. You can load up the model and see that it uses the mercenary class animations, but the animation does not have a class action animation, the one that plays when you hold X. Why they couldn't finish this class in time is beyond me, especially considering Holst, their new playable character for Golden Wildfire, is definitely a hero. Warmonk, Darkflyer, and Valkyrie are technically in the game. They have no sprite model, nor do they have a class name text unlike Trickster, nor do they have anything like class abilities. However, they do have class stat bonuses for some reason. The internal class IDs for Trickster, Warmonk, Darkflyer, and Valkyrie are 0x32 to 0x35. So they are in the game. Noteworthy unused text. This part covers a brief bit about text IDs that I found noteworthy. It's not an extensive list at all. There's probably a lot more that I just happened to skim over or that maybe haven't been mined out yet. In a text document of CG cutscenes, there is an alternate path for Azure Gleam called Lingering Azure Gleam Alternate Path. There's no actual unused movie though. But that there is text is telling enough that an alternate ending for Azure Gleam was at the very least thought about that ended up being scrapped. The only alternate path that exists right now is in Scarlet Blaze, and that's unlocked when you recruit Byleth. On a similar note, from the demo datamine, there are also 3 chapters that are in the chapter text list. They seem to be late game, but they are entries for Flower, Moon, and Wind Interlude. They are listed just under Into the Chasm and Hour of Vengeance. I'm really not sure what this was supposed to mean. An interlude means an intervening period event or so on. I can't help but let my mind wander on what these were meant to be about. Unused graphics. Similar to Three Houses having a truckload of unseen emotion portraits, Three Hopes follows the trend. Take a look, they're blushing. Also, Three Hopes Timeskip Petra also has a glasses variant. In her Three Houses support with Ignatz, she tries his glasses on, and there are pre and post timeskip portraits for it. But weirdly, they don't even have a support conversation in this game. I don't recall them interacting in the camp either. Maybe they do and I'm forgetting? It's just amusing to me that the devs had this done. It's at least just possible that they have these variants of portraits, even if they end up not being used, done in bulk. I'd wager it's better they all get the emotional portraits done all at once than change their minds and have to get in contact with the art department or something. I'm not terribly sure. On the topic of portraits, there are non-fiery background portraits for awakened male and female Shez. We only see these fiery ones in the Byleth recruited chapter where Epimenides has taken over their body. Edelgard and Dimitri also have portraits for their child selves, which this time show their complete upper half of their body. But since Three Hopes lacks any sort of flashbacks involving Dimitri and Edelgard's childhood, these go to the cutting room floor, at least for now. The Hegemon Husk falls under this category as well. There is also an unused model for it for battle. This was definitely something I was curious to know myself. I thought it was a layover from Three Houses, but as you can tell with the head model, they made one for this game. Unused voice lines. A few non-playable characters have a surprising amount of voice lines for when they're being commanded to do specific objectives in maps like attack, guard, travel being selected, and so on. While this is still a work in progress, it has been found that Talus, Cornelia, Solon, Crania, Hanuman, Alois, Nader, and Rufus are fully voiced in all these areas. Most notably, the 4 main Agarthans even have voice clips meant to be used when defeating 200 or more enemies and praising other characters, and have unique compliments for specific partners like Crania with Talus and Cornelia with Happy.
Your power gives me chills, Talus. Can't say I didn't warn you.
Fascinating. I wish I could do even more research on you.
The latter is really curious. Happy and Cornelia don't even share a map as enemies together, yet they still have recorded lines meant to be together. What were they cooking over at Koei Tecmo? I want to emphasize that this is by no means a conclusive list of everything that went unused in the game. The game is only 2 months old, has not had any DLC planned yet, and there isn't that much interest yet in the modding community for a full-on data mine of unused stuff like what was done for Three Houses. Things could of course change if DLC got announced, and perhaps many months from now, a follow-up to this video would be worth trying out. This video basically serves as a summary of the current stuff people found already. And who's to say what else might be of interest down the line? I know it's easy to look at the unused graphics and text files and characters and stuff and be upset that some of them didn't end up being used. And those are justified sentiments. There are definitely things found by modders and data miners that have me really curious as to what the devs had and might have in mind for the future. Massive shoutouts to the Switch modding community, by the way. Without them, this video would not be possible in the first place. But all I can do is hope that there is more in store for the game, despite the content listed here being unused. I'm gonna cling to the hope that there's always room for improvement. But hey, this video is just meant to deliver some cool discoveries, not leverage these finds as a way to bash the game. There's both certainly a ton to praise and critique about the game, both in writing and gameplay, and I will continue to write those videos in the future. But for now, there's just cool content under the hood of this game, and we have the modders and the community to thank for that. And hey, if this was an interesting video for you, stick around. The channel has just surpassed 98,000 subscribers and is less than 2,000 subscribers away from the ultimate goal the channel has been striving for years. If you've never seen my content before, or you keep seeing my videos in your recommended tab, please consider clicking subscribe. It's easy, free, and helps the channel climb closer and closer to the big ol' hundy. And as always, leaving a like and comment helps boost this video's ratings so more people can find it. And I'll leave this video with a question. What do you think of these finds, and what's the most interesting one to you? That's it for me. Take care and enjoy your week. Deuces.